Hello, hello. We're live with
Hey.
We're back again. We've been live the whole time. We're back with Crow Inquisitors, going to our fourth and final hour here. So we're gonna pick back up with Cantarius and Caspian and Siegfried, and I guess Theo. You're probably there too. I don't know why you wouldn't be. To discuss all the other stuff, the supplies and stuff like that. And I think Caspian, you were going to talk to Siegfried about the stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and pick that. You can set the scene for us, Caspian, if you want. Like, where would you meet with them?
Okay, so we probably go back to the. I probably don't go to the castle. No, why not? Screw it. So yeah, I think he leads you on his horse through the main street in the city up towards the castle, which is within the walls up the top. And it's made out of white sandstone and all that stuff. That's why it's called Whitesea. And part of the reason. And once you get to the top, he has a couple guards wearing heavy armor with like mirrored plates on them, mirrored polished plates. They open the door and he obviously gets off his horse and leads you guys into the main hall. And there's probably some seating there, so he gestures for you all to sit down. So you can take a seat if you'd like. So yeah, he says, please sit. I think this might be a lengthy discussion after all. He's saying that to Cantarius and to Theo. If either of you would like to respond.
Cantarius? Theo?
Do you want to sit in a chair, either of you? Are you muted?
Oh, that's fine. Okay. No, I mean, I sit. I mean, I don't see why not.
Yeah. The chair is a booby trap. I'm just kidding.
That's what I thought. I got you to
Spike
sit
comes
down.
out and stabs you in the butt. All right.
Yes.
Yeah. And then I think he gestures for why can I never remember his name? I made up his name. I can't remember it. Ravi. I think he gestures for Ravi to sit across from you two, and then he sits down next to him. Because Ravi's a little bit more of the numbers guy. Theo, are you still standing?
No, I sit down now.
Okay. So yeah, I think he clasps his good hand into his gnarled hand and says, "I sent for a few of the merchants in the town. They'll be along shortly to give us quotes on the prices for your supplies. But I believe there were. Oh no, we already covered that already. Was there anything else you guys had mentioned besides that? Because I know we already covered the not really working, you guys living here. So was there anything else you guys had mentioned that would be in this conversation? Or is it just the supplies?
I think it's just a supplies.
Okay.
I mean, besides us living here, but we already kind of talked about that.
Right. Okay.
Really.
Yeah. And then Siegfried, you came with us too, right? You're muted, Jared.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a spot for you to
If
sit
I was
too. If you want.
invited. Oh,
Yeah,
thank you, man.
You're welcome. So yeah, I think he says they'll be along shortly, and he gestures over to a servant who brings some like I don't know, tiny little geckos on sticks or something like that for you to eat. And says feel free to make yourself at home for the moment. And yeah, I think he'll just wait till they come along. Unless one of you has something to say.
My gecko isn't cooked enough, so I'm going to use fire to cook it.
It was like crispy enough. Okay.
Caleb, is that a roll I can make?
I mean, that would be a cooking roll, technically. Do you have that skill?
No, but I have fire.
Oh, you have
I mean,
plasma. You have the.
Could use your
elemental.
plasma to destroy it, but I don't know that would help.
That would be kind of rude.
It
Just
would
burn
be
my
incredibly
food
rude.
up.
Why don't you try that?
If I burn it, I'm just gonna bite it anyway and be like, just the way.
Yeah, you don't have to roll. There's no stakes involved.
Me looking like a fool. Eh?
So you just like use fire to like cook it more.
Cook it and look cool in the process, and make sure everyone knows they're in the presence of a magic user.
Sure. Yeah, you don't have to roll for that.
Dang it, Caleb! Let me roll.
Wait, is he even here?
Let me roll
There's no
for it.
stakes.
Yeah, he's here.
Looking like a fool.
I mean, you kind of do that intentionally all the
Yeah,
time.
like I don't think that's gonna change anyone's perception of you, really.
Yeah.
Is this even relevant? Him?
I mean, I already know
No.
you can do magic,
Not at
so
all.
pretty sure everyone here
Which is
does.
why
So
I'm
maybe
not
Robbie.
having him roll. So you just do.
Yeah. So, do you say anything when you do that?
Actually, I turn it into gold. There we go, Caleb.
Yeah, that's a roll.
Finally. Okay.
What's wrong with you, Jared?
What's the I need to level up. All my skills are at 1.
Are we all just like watching him do this?
Yeah. What's your intent here, Siegfried?
To turn the gecko into gold.
Yeah, but what are you going to accomplish by doing that? Besides the
To-
gecko being gold.
To garner David's attention.
Okay, that's a conspicuous roll.
I mean, you're gonna have that anyways in a second.
Yeah,
As soon as we get done with the numbers.
My intention is for it to be gold and to get a test.
that's
I
not
mean,
an
you can make a
intention.
link test.
That's not an intention. Yeah, like Jared, if you're just
Yeah.
doing it to get a test, and I'm not gonna have you roll. It's a use.
Fine.
You turned the lizard gold. Good job.
Yay.
Nice
You
try.
should turn it into living gold. Then I'd be impressed.
Anyway,
It's still, well, it's dead already, so I guess you can't do that.
Hold-
Anyways.
hold it first.
You have to literally resurrect from the dead, which is not a
well, I'm
thing
just
you
gonna
can
like stare at him and just gonna like. Anyways,
do. Yeah.
I like stand up. Wait, you're in the room, right, Caspian?
Yeah, I'm sitting across from you.
Is Gwen
Well,
in there too?
To the angle. Yeah, she's probably standing behind the chairs.
Yeah.
behind
So
us.
this
yeah.
absolutely drop dead gorgeous Ginger is behind the chair.
Ah, Ginger. Do you have a picture of her?
Yeah,
Mm.
she's-
Yes, Theo, I do have a
Oh,
picture.
no,
Oh yeah,
Science.
he wasn't here when we introduced her. So
It's
Yeah.
for science, obviously. Yeah.
yeah, we have to roll for hotness.
you have to picture them. That's a Ginger.
Siegfried definitely wants to
I mean, she
sign
has
It
red
looks, like,
hair.
it looks like Emma Stone, kind of.
Not bad.
Oh yeah.
Now I have to look her up.
I like get up and like bow to you and like thank you. I just want to like explore the city, you know. Like I mean, I don't know what to do right now because like we're just kind of you've done it. Like we've talked about it, I guess.
you're
Well,
right.
yeah. Right now we're just waiting for the merchants, but yeah. Well, there's some else I want to talk about, but I think I want to do that after we make a deal. So,
Mhm. I mean, yeah. Let's do the negotiating roll now.
And I assume I'm getting assistance from Robbie, right? Since he's
Mhm.
my
Yeah.
law and number guy. Okay.
There's basically only one way this is gonna go, unless Cantarius. You know what's probably gonna happen here actually. Siegfried, do you have haggling by chance? don't think you do.
Let me
Give him a
go
little
through my
while to look.
long list. No.
Okay. Cantarius, roll circles, or Theo, or Siegfried, one of you three. Roll circles. Actually, one of you can roll and then all of you can help. To circles up a guy who would do the actual negotiating, who has a haggling as a skill.
I don't have haggling as a
I mean, I'm not rolling circles. Let's just be real, guys.
Who has the
Who
highest
has
circles?
the highest circles?
Well, you're the leader. Why wouldn't you roll the circles? I mean, if you were to go look for somebody, wouldn't it be like? I mean, they're your people.
I have 2 circles.
I have
It's
two
weird
as
that you have a high.
You all have the same circles, Connor. So just you go ahead and roll
Okay.
Cantarius, and take 2 modifiers. Yeah, take
Wow.
take 2 modifiers from Theo and Siegfried.
Don't let me roll.
Can Cantarius do it, but somebody else roll?
Sure.
Can I roll, but Cantarius do it?
I mean, it's all the same roll.
It's literally all going to be the same result, basically.
and
I
it
don't
makes
know,
more
Con-
sense for him to do it.
Connor always screws up the roll.
But I mean, why would
No.
he send one of you to look for one of his own
Cantarius,
people?
you're making the
It's
roll.
weird, and it's the same roll, so it's not like it's even worse.
Roll.
It's more of the person rolling it, though.
I mean, yeah, but that's not a
It's
mathematical
literally not.
issue.
It doesn't make any sense.
All right, what's the
I mean, tell
Yeah.
am I
Louise
getting any
that, I
modifiers?
guess, but
Dude,
Any modifiers?
two.
Yeah, you have 2 modifiers
two.
from Theo and Siegfried helping you.
Okay.
Okay, your
You can help on
circles.
circles. How did
So
I
you're
know that?
going to you're defining the NPC you're looking for as one of your inner circle who knows how to negotiate well, right?
Does he have a reputation or
That sounds
affiliation
about right.
that gives bonuses?
Can
Yes,
you use
you-
astrology to find
You
someone?
can fork astrology into anything
Yep.
but like fighting things.
Okay.
The problem is that astrology also open ends ones.
Yes, it could also be very bad for you if you got a 1 on it.
Yeah.
Oh.
You have to roll the dice separately.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just do what we're doing.
Yeah, there's a reason I've never taken astrology. I'm not that much of a gambler.
Jared is though, which is why I'm surprised.
That's true. That's a fair point.
Okay, so what's the ob?
Well, okay, so you're gonna add actually you can add some more dice to your roll because of your affiliation and reputations.
Oh, wonderful.
You can add 2 more dice to your circles.
So it's
So-
modifier of 4.
Yep, 4 modifiers. And so the ob for this is gonna be. Let's see. 4.
Okay. Am I gonna put any Artha in this, guys, or is I'm rolling 6 dice?
Dude, put all the Artha.
And you already have 2. Oh, Connor, have you been marking the Artha you've spent into the
Yeah.
little P bubble?
I'm marking everything, man.
Okay.
P bubble.
Persona bubble.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll. It's up to you whether or not you want to spend Artha.
Guys. How important is this roll?
Not very. Just how
I
much
think
money you're
yeah, I
spending.
think the consequence for failure, Connor, is going to be there is not a person in your.
I mean, it is a cult of murderous people, so they're probably not all super great with money.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, technically, the life path that they have has, I think, it has haggling as a skill that maybe they could have, and they're all city people, right? They could come from various walks of life,
Right, that's true. Yeah.
But what I'm gonna say is, like, if you fail this, it's like there is no one in the, in your side of the camp, Connor, who is actually like good at it, right? Like maybe they have a 1 or 2 in haggling, but they don't have like a 5, which is what you're looking for here. You want someone who's actually good at the skill.
Okay.
So it's up to you whether you want to spend Arthur on that.
Well, I'll spend 1. Knob is 3.
4.
What was the ob?
4.
4. Are you serious?
Did you get any 6s? Nope.
Nope.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you for your contribution. I appreciate your
How? How do I do this?
I know the feeling. No.
Okay, so Connor, mark that routine test.
No.
Theo and Siegfried, mark a
This is
challenging test
absolute
on your
bull
circles.
crap. Woo.
So yeah, Theo and Siegfried both mark a challenging test in your circles. Mark that 2 persona, Connor, in circles as well as that routine test. Or 1 persona, yeah. You spend 1. Yeah, so I'm gonna give you like an ugly choice here, Connor. So either you can have the person with you, but it's the person from the other camp, and so they don't like you, and he's good at the skill. Or
I mean, does he even know who is all included in the other camp? All he knows is Iris. He doesn't know the people that follow Iris, does he? Would he even know this
Cantarius?
guy was?
Oh, absolutely. No, Cantarius knows everybody in the camp.
Yeah, but would he know that this person would side with Iris specifically? Like, you know everybody's
Yes.
motivations that deep.
More or less.
All right. Okay. I'm just checking.
Yeah. The lines are pretty firmly drawn in the sand in that camp.
Oh, shoot. Okay. I didn't know that.
Or you can just choose a person who has like a 1 or 2 in the skill and is like
That's probably a better.
is on your side. It's up to you, Connor.
He should be good at this skill. I want to be good at this skill.
Okay.
I have more chance of succeeding in that regard. I believe.
The thing is, he's gonna like try to screw you over here or something. Because he's
Well, we'll see about that. I have a very high intimidation check. Remember?
True.
Yeah, he's
okay,
also sitting in front of Gwen though.
So Connor, do you want to have do a flashback and like do that conversation real quick with that guy? Because this obviously you obviously took this guy with you from the beginning, right? Like, so did you want to make that intimidation test like first? Like, this happened already.
I mean, he didn't know that any sides were going to be changing until after he came. So, also that means that guy was there for Iris's whole, like, let's change sides speech.
Yeah, I mean, but
he wouldn't have known that Iris was going to do that when he originally did it, so I don't know why he would roll intimidation on him.
Well, no, because this is... No. It makes sense because if this is the circle's role, because this circle's role is not now. This had to have been before.
That's my point. Why would he roll an intimidation now, since he doesn't, at this point, know that Iris is going to betray him?
No,
supposedly.
No. What I'm saying is, no, it's just the fact that he doesn't like him is the problem, right?
Oh,
and
I
so
see. Okay.
Cantarius is going to retroactively say, and this is what I'm asking here, like that he intimidated him before they left to say, like, listen, you're going to work with me here and not screw me over. Is that a thing you want to do, Connor?
Yes. Can we just roll an intimidation check for that one instead of making a conversation for that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. As much as I would love to, I feel like it would end up just being pointless. What's the ob?
The ob is their will, so 4.
Okay, well. Can I fork in command?
Yep.
Can I fork in anatomy?
No.
Hold up now. I know what hurts.
Are you going to attack him?
No, I'm threatening to attack him.
Why would that? What? Okay.
Anatomy. If I know where it hurts, I explain to him. I give him an anatomy lesson.
This is where playing out the conversation gives you these forks. If we just say I'm going to intimidate him, you can't have really fork in anything because.
No, well. I disagree. Okay, I'm rolling. Or I was 4, you said?
Yep.
I swear. Okay.
There you go.
You're rolling the dice if you didn't get that.
I know.
Yep. So, yeah, you successfully intimidate him. Yeah, we do a small flashback of you being like, listen, like you need to work with me on this, or yeah, like bad things will happen. And he's just like, fine. Like this is for the good of everyone involved, and not just you.
Mm-hmm.
I could put aside petty differences.
For the good of all of us.
Yeah.
Except the ones who are dead.
Exactly.
Would the conversation they had at the gate change that, since now he knows he's going to get free food, like, and he now doesn't have to see Cantarius again? Really?
That's true. So maybe this is now, actually. Maybe this is before you guys like have this conversation with Caspian.
Sure.
This is like outside the meeting hall or whatever. You like take him aside real quick and like listen.
That wouldn't affect the ob at all.
No, I don't think so.
Make him more resistant. Okay.
Okay, cool. So we're gonna make a haggling roll here.
Mm-hmm.
Cantarius, Theo, and Siegfried, how are you helping this haggling roll this guy's making?
I think I'm gonna abstain and keep my trump card,
Okay,
just in case he fails.
sure.
Because
You
it'll
don't-
be
yeah,
huge.
You don't want to be bound by the failure. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yep. Theo and Cantarius, are you helping this guy with his haggling? With something?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I could be intimidating, I suppose. I don't know what else I could do.
or
Command,
oratory
David.
or command.
I can get
command. I command you to
No, I
sell
mean,
me this at a
yeah.
good price.
Well, and there's also not a crowd, so oratory wouldn't work.
That's true.
And I feel like intimidation's kind of a weird thing to fork into.
I mean, we
a
could just
deal.
get a crowd. Guys, let's just absorb a crowd. Come on. Everybody attract a crowd. We'll be great at
I could
this.
call my meerkats. That'll be a crowd.
Yes. Yes. I will give a speech to your meerkats about how this guy needs to give us more money.
Well, I'm sure
Connor,
you'll be able to convince your
Connor,
meerkats,
you
but that
can-
won't affect me.
you
You
can
can
fork-
use persuasion.
Yeah, you could fork in persuasion, Adam. Yep, for sure. To his role.
Cool.
Cantarius, you can fork in, or not fork in. You're helping with this. You can help with junk wise. You know what's junk and what isn't junk,
Hey,
right?
yeah, I'll help with junk wise.
You can be like, nope, that's crap. You're trying to sell me.
That applies to food and stuff. That's not
It's
like
literally
You
just the
apply to
word
food.
junk. You know about junk.
okay. I don't know that I'd consider food junk, but that's fine. It's up to you.
It could be like if it's bad food, right? Like it's.
I guess. Yeah, sure. Fair enough. Okay.
So this is the you have to beat Caspian.
Didn't somebody have? Or no, they didn't have haggling. Okay. That's why they look for a guy. Okay.
4 successes.
Now, for my forks, I'm just going to read the ones I think might work and let me know if you agree. So, there's accounting. You think that would count at all?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Administration. I don't know if that's quite the same.
Not in this case, no.
Okay. Falsehood, since I'm going to try and steal their money from them.
Yep.
Okay, not extortion. I'm not extorting them. Currency-wise, I don't really know that helps any. Because I don't think we're dealing with exchange rates or anything.
I mean, it could help in regards to that the exchange rates between what we're used to better than we do.
That's true. Your money might not be the same as
Yeah,
ours.
I doubt we have the same money as desert people.
Well, I mean, technically, you're in the same kingdom. We're just in the
Did you just call
like
me
the
a
very
desert?
far
Yeah, to be
corner.
honest, you
Cigarettes.
probably actually use the same currency.
Okay.
Our currency is cigarettes.
Wow. How are you not all dead?
Well, you don't
Okay.
just smoke them. You just sell. You just trade them.
What's the point?
Only the rich people.
That's what
live in
people
so much
in
money.
America should be asking themselves every day.
Yep.
Why do we trade this valueless money?
Yeah. So there's grift wise, but I don't know if that kind of populates the same space as falsehood.
Yeah, you can only get one of those.
Okay. Haggling's when I'm rolling. Inconspicuous matters. Intimidation. I'm not going to fork intimidation. Merchant wise, I'm dealing with merchants in this situation, right? Okay. Persuasion. I assume I can fork that.
Yep.
Okay. And then, am I getting any assistance from the other people in the room?
Robbie will give you like persuasion or whatever.
Okay. Just him.
Is your lover?
Yeah, I'm not
steering
sure
down-
Gwen
Yeah,
has stuff.
I don't
really.
think she has anything that would really
She doesn't
help.
have intimidate.
She does, but I'm.
She does, but I'm intentionally not
Yeah,
employing that.
Yeah. It'd be nice.
Okay.
Oh no, actually, she has soothing platitudes.
Oh, beautiful.
There you go.
Look at that.
Yeah, she offers like, soothing and calming words. If the discussion gets heated, she's just like, listen, we're all you're all gentlemen here. You can work this
Yeah.
out.
All right, are you guys ready for this?
Dang, I'm thinking about switching sides.
Skadoosh.
Oh,
Wow, I got 6. I
wow.
rolled that many.
Not
Oh wait,
even
no,
half.
no, that's about right. Never mind. Because of black dice.
Yeah. So
you have 4 6s.
well, he doesn't
Holy
need to.
crap! Rerolling those. I want to though. I assume the better I do on this, the more money I screw them out of. So.
No, it doesn't. There's
Oh.
no mechanical effect if you reroll.
Oh, I mean, there's not going to be any mechanical effect anyways. I'm not going to get any money. But
Yeah, we're playing with real money here.
You get 32 cash
Yep.
dice.
Newsflash,
Okay, so we
guys.
need to think about this for. Let's see. I need to look up what things cost. Because basically what this is now, Cantarius, you and your people have to make a resources roll here.
and it's probably going to be inflated.
It's probably going to be bad.
Like double probably. I mean, I guess it depends on how much of your success. I was hoping to try and charge them for what I was originally going to charge them before 150 of them left. I don't know if that was enough. I don't know if that was too extreme for my role, but that was my original intention.
So getting food, I think is like normally. I think it depends. What were you initially trying to get, Cantarius? Like just the base bare necessities, food wise, and supplies wise, or like actually like good stuff.
I mean, in the middle.
Okay, so
I mean, I'm not trying to do either. I'm trying to get food.
Gotcha.
I don't want my people to be upset about the food that I get.
So the base op is 2.
You know I like my eggs over easy. Come on, Cantarius, you're killing me here.
Hey.
plus 2 ob for plus 1 ob. It would be plus 2 if you still had the other 150, but plus 1 ob for buying the item in bulk. So that's op 3.
Well, okay. Quick question, because I was. Like I said, my intention was originally to try and charge them the same prices if they'd been full. Is that too much to say for my role? Because that would keep it at.
So
the
right now, I'm just building this up bit by bit.
Sorry.
So plus 1 ob again for failing the haggling test. So that's 4.
Does
that's
water
probably what that
food
is.
include water?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like necessities and supplies and stuff. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Do you guys need clothing and stuff, or is it just food?
I mean,
It's probably up to Caleb as to whether.
But
or not
it's I'm basing it on the lifestyle stuff. And
okay. So it's all kind of the same.
So it's gonna be ob 4.
That counts as a necessity, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be ob 4 resources. Do any of you have like cash die or anything like that? Cantarius, Theo, Siegfried.
Where would that be? No, I don't.
Yeah, you don't either, Connor. Let me check Theo.
Yeah, I had one at the beginning of the game, but I spent it.
Yeah,
on
Theo
something.
doesn't either. Okay. So who's in the room right now? It's Cantarius, Theo, Antonius.
Antonius is there?
Yeah, I mean there's no reason for him not to be.
Oh, okay. I specified Siegfried and
unless,
and Theo,
unless you didn't invite
I mean,
Antonius.
I wouldn't have like denied him access, but
No,
he
yeah,
wasn't
he would
one
have
of
come
the
in because he deals with money and like supplies and stuff, so he would have been there.
So then, are they going to be trying
and
to
then
get
Nadimo,
like metal and stuff too,
Nadimo's up
and
for
like
that. No,
equipment or no? Okay,
no.
because I figured that's stuff he'd be interested in. So.
I mean, he has mending, so like he's interested in anything that can break down, basically. So
Okay.
yeah. So those are the people that can help on this resources roll, because you guys are the guys with the resources. Because as you said, Cantarius, you basically run it like a communist commune kind of thing.
Yeah.
So you're the one who distributes all the stuff.
Which is a terrible idea.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Oh gosh, you have a 1 resources.
I kind of wish I was making this roll. I want to roll my Grace 6 resources.
You want me? Oh, no, I'm not going to roll.
I don't know if that makes sense though.
What makes sense?
Connor only has 1 resources.
Yeah.
I mean,
that might it might not be the amount of resources, just how good he is with them.
yeah, I think it's a combination of skill and also like it's also like a personal thing, right? Like I only have 6 gray resources, but I own a castle and a town. Like clearly I have a lot of money, but a lot of it's in assets and that kind of thing too.
Okay, so the way this is going to work,
so-
so someone is going to have to make the resources roll, and then everyone else can help them with their resources, but you're all bound to the failure if you fail. You can get +1 die if you use a relevant wise or skill on a linked test and exceeded the obstacle. You can get +1 die per die of cash you wish to spend. You could ask people for loans, Connor, retroactively. You could say that like you asked people for money. You can help resources. You can spend Arthur's normal.
I'm a money lender. You could ask me for a loan.
That's true. That's probably a bad idea though. So
it's probably a terrible idea. The last guy that did that gave me his castle.
How are you going to go about doing this, Cantarius?
Bro, I got nothing.
Like, what do you want to try first? Do you have anyone in the group? Do they have wises that they want to try to roll to get a better price on it, or to do better with resources?
I got drunk wise.
If you fail one of those, can you not do anything, or
If
is it
you-
only that skill you can't do again?
You can't do the skill again, but it's because it's a link test. If you fail the link test, you increase the op by 1.
Okay.
So that is the risk.
Because if I can still use my trump card and roll resources, I'd help with that.
What's your trump card?
I can't tell you yet.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
is that
So,
where you can roll your corruption instead of a thing?
Oh, I mean that's an idea too, but
so you know who's actually making this resources roll? Antonius, because he has a 4.
ooh, nice.
He's gonna make that roll, and then other.
Well, did he still have that? Because that came from his like business and stuff that he doesn't have
It does.
anymore.
It did, yes, but it doesn't go away just because he doesn't have the business anymore necessarily. Like he'd have to make.
Really? The thing that makes his money doesn't make his money go
No,
away.
the thing that it was that's the thing that gave him the resources stat.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that if you take away the resource or the property. that
Well,
his
I mean,
resources go
not
away.
normally, but this was. I mean, he's an NPC now with a time jump, which is why I suggested that.
Right,
Not
but there's
actually.
also the fact that we haven't considered like just the general layout
we know
of
he
the
doesn't
camp
make money
itself.
from Connor because it's a communist. country,
Well, right,
or
but what I'm saying
camp,
is,
so.
I think Antonius is the money keeper of all
Oh,
this.
okay.
Like he's the guy, he's the taskmaster of the camp,
I see.
right? So
Fair
his resources now is the commune.
That's
the
why
commune
everyone else is so
resources.
low.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That makes
Yes.
sense.
So he has 4. And then
Okay.
you guys can all help him.
I might actually get paid. Cool.
So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 helping dice. So I mean, he's rolling 8 dice against a 4 op right there. You might not have to make
Nice.
any other things. It's up to you, then, Cantarius.
Ask Siegfried.
What?
Ask Siegfried what he thinks we should do. He's the mischievous one here.
I mean, you can turn things to gold.
I hate
Why don't you just make a
politics.
bunch of gold?
What the crap are we doing?
I mean, I don't know
Dude,
how
he
well
makes
that would
he
work,
makes all of
but-
our stuff into gold.
Well, though, to be fair, I think he has to make a roll to not like get messed up when he does magic. And if he made that many rolls, he'd probably
Perfect.
end up like
I mean,
debilitated.
Perfect, let's
eventually
do it.
Eventually, I'll become completely invulnerable, and each
Right.
time I fail,
Eventually.
I get a stat test. So
Yeah, eventually you will, but you're not now. That's my point.
yeah, no, not yet. I'm getting close.
I can't wait for that.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, go with Antonius for now. And if I have to pull out my trump card, I will. I give you that look like I have something up my sleeve.
But this is the thing, Siegfried. Like, if this roll fails, there's nothing you can do about it. Like, it fails.
Can we just roll
Oh
already?
no, I'm not gonna make the. Yeah, just roll.
I'm with Adam here. I'm kind of
Yeah.
sick of this haggling
Just
business.
roll.
Sorry, my computer's going slow.
I mean, it's 8 against 4. We're probably gonna succeed. And it's not Connor who's rolling, so.
It's
Exactly. We'll be fine.
the GM, which means you're pretty much guaranteed to win. So. I mean, if this was Adam, it wouldn't even be a question. Adam,
There you go.
there we go. Cobalt.
Cool. You succeeded.
Good.
So you buy the stuff, and your resources don't get taxed. Good job, guys.
Yeah.
Yay!
So you get paid, Caspian.
Sweet.
You can take.
Taxation is theft. Yay!
Yep.
Not that kind of tax, but yeah.
I think you can take 1 die of funds.
Oh,
Caspian.
what's the difference between cash and funds?
Funds don't go away. You can use them until you get taxed.
Oh wow.
That's a tense. Okay, cool.
Just like the Crow Inquisitors. They're intense.
Have to make that joke at least once a second.
Ha ha!
All right, and on that note, I mean, so yeah, how does this conversation like wrap up then?
Well, and then there's still the one with Siegfried. But yeah, I think this one. Yeah, I think in this conversation, are you guys having fun?
Yes.
I don't know what you're laughing about.
Me neither,
Are you
buddy.
still on the other thing?
I
Okay.
think so. I don't know. It's funny.
So, yeah, I think he stands up and says, "Well, it's been a pleasure," and I think he gives a nod to your haggling guy for helping him out there,
Mm-hmm.
and says, "Who do I have with me again?" Oh yeah, I say, "Robbie will see you to the gate and back to your camp. Except for you, Siegfried, I'd like to have a word with you, if I could."
Sure.
Lovely. Right this way, and he gestures towards a smaller room to the side.
I come with.
Okay, and yeah, I think Gwen follows with him, and go through a couple, like a short hallway and through a couple doors, and then he opens a door into the room where the surgery happened. The surgery, whatever the thing
The
happened.
surgery.
The
incident.
Yeah, the incident. And he gestures for you to take a seat on like a waiting chair kind of thing on the side, and he sits down at like a table, like an office table kind of thing.
Okay, I sit as well.
So actually, I don't think he does bring Gwen because last time she was here, that didn't go well. Also, has she had any reaction to Siegfried being here, Caleb?
She's just been like eyeing him suspiciously the whole time. Like, I mean, I
Okay.
guess she does that with everybody, but she's been even more poignantly eyeing him suspiciously.
Okay.
Oh, Siegfried's kind of disappointed you didn't bring her.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna, and I'm gonna be asking a question about what she said, so I don't want to have her there. So, yeah, I think he says, "Well, it's been a rather long time. How long has it been? Actually, I assume it's been a
Up to
long
you,
time.
How long has it been, narrator?
Boy,
If only I had somebody who knew exactly how long it was."
yeah. Caleb.
I don't know.
I mean, like, okay, has it been years or
How
like
long
months?
has it been? 20?
So yeah, I mean, I
24
guess
hours?
the thing we have to the thing we have to go on is how long you've been in the desert, Siegfried, which is whatever amount of time your last life path was. Let me check that.
Forever.
Of course, I don't have it. I don't have the number written down of how many years that is. It's the rogue wizard life path. I think
How
that's
old am
6
I?
years. You are very old. I think you're like 50 something.
I'm not that old.
Oh no, you aren't, are you? Okay, yeah. So he's been in the desert for 6 years. So any time within the last 6 years. You're 48.
Okay, so it's been a while. Yeah, so he says, "Well, you're younger than I am."
Yep.
Oh,
He looks considerably older than you do.
Yeah, right. So yeah, so it's been some time. You've been traveling with the Crow Inquisitors since we last met.
it's more of a recent
you guys
endeavor of
knew
mine.
each other before this?
Yeah,
If you haven't
Yeah.
been picking up those signals, I don't know.
dude. I mean, we've literally said that
Connor,
explicitly a number
I
of times. He's the reason I have a crippled hand.
Guys, that was a joke. Guys,
Okay.
it was a joke. Guys, it was a
You
joke.
sounded serious, so I was like, "What?"
Guys.
All right, what did we just before we were so rudely interrupted? What?
I said it's been a recent endeavor of mine.
Okay. Says, been wondering since our little incident, what happened while I was asleep. I know Gwen's side, of course, but
Well, as you can see, it didn't go quite as planned.
so yes, well, I had noticed that, but
But before I could attempt to better it, your lady friend was quite irate with me.
yes, she said something similar. And I think he kind of leans in and he says, "What?" Or I think okay. Before he does, he says, "So what went wrong?"
Well, it's a very difficult procedure,
Of course.
and yeah.
Wait, I missed that. What was you said?
It's like it's a very difficult procedure, so yeah. I believe I told you of the risks beforehand.
He nods. He says, "Of course, I understand." He says, "Are you saying then that it's something you're not capable of?"
With some experimentation, I mean, my power source is changed recently, so that's a big part of it. The gods are quite annoyed with me, so kind of hard finding favor with any of them.
Like pretty much all of your characters in this world, the gods are kind of annoyed with you.
Hey, the gods love Alphonse.
Yep,
So-
definitely.
So I think he says,
Alphonse, but yeah.
"What would you require to reach the point where it would be a possibility?"
Well, experimentation.
Yeah. Well, this subplot is dark already.
Well, yeah. You think he says so? Is that all you said? Just experimentation?
Yes.
Would it have to be on the living?
Well, you're living, aren't you?
He says yes, but I would prefer to not be further crippled in the process.
Got a point.
It doesn't have to be on you.
Yeah, he says, unfortunately, I'm afraid turning my people into solid gold statues might anger them. So I'm afraid I could only supply you with cadavers, if that's sufficient.
You have? Do you not have
I mean,
enemies?
You can make a roll here, Siegfried.
No, I don't. I'm not trying to convince him to use his people. I'm trying to convince him using his own logic and not having to roll.
Yeah, that's persuasion. But okay.
I don't have that.
Well, fair enough.
Yeah. Do you not have enemies? Not in your city, but what was the name of the dude who you're having Iris attack?
Ito. His name's Ito.
Ito?
Ito. Yeah, Iro,
What
but
about,
pronounced differently.
Iro.
Ito. Yeah, what were you saying?
Iro. Yeah. And all of his people who stand against you.
He says, well, of course, I'd have no qualms doing it to them, but unfortunately, I don't have access to any of those individuals. Possibly in a couple weeks, if your friends come through. But unfortunately, that's...
Until then, cadavers would be fine.
Perfect. And then he leans in and really closely says, so you'll try again. And, there's like a weird look in his eye.
As long as the payment is... Wait, as long as the payment is...
As long as it's what? Sorry.
The payment is acceptable.
Oh. Says, well, I have recently come into a rather substantial amount of money.
This time I'll be requiring more than money.
He arches his eyebrow in response.
Your prisoners of war will be one of those expenses.
He waves his hand and he said, I mean, that was a requirement already, wasn't it?
So,
in order for you to be prepared.
Real quick, just not to break the action, but David, you're asking him to make you into a gold being?
Yes, I mean a living gold being, preferably.
Right, obviously. So are you assuming that will fix your disease?
I mean, I assume that if my entire body is gold, that the gold part of my arm won't be a problem.
Okay, gotcha. Just making sure.
And I mean, even if, like, I assume if nothing else, he can fix. I mean, he said he was trying to fix it before Gwen chased him off.
Yeah.
So I assume that if nothing else, he'll just fix it while he does the rest
Gotcha.
of it.
Okay.
So.
And I will require meerkats. A lot.
Many meerkats.
Many meerkats.
Are those native to?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. He just gives you a look. And
Nasrin
says,
is not entirely desert. It's like a desert and savanna kind of thing.
okay.
So
yeah. Yeah. He just gives you a weird look and says, "I'm sure that can be arranged."
He's so confused.
Are they to practice on? I thought that was what the cadavers were for.
That I think your pause in that moment was probably my favorite part of this campaign so far. Pause awkwardly.
Pause definitely happens in character.
I mean, you could just say no.
No.
Where would be the fun in that?
Yeah, you just like no.
No. Moving on.
Amen. How's your ankle? It's doing better.
Is that what you say, or do you have a different response?
Yeah, no, I leave it vague.
Okay. Yeah, he just shrugs and he says, well, I'm glad to hopefully be in possession of your services once again. And actually, on that same note, your friends, they're an interesting lot. And honestly, with the amount of trouble they've stirred up recently, I'm not sure how safe it is to travel with them. And you could always use someone with your talents in our town. What do you say to changing sides, as it were? Because of course I would give you adequate whatever the things are. You know, things, living things, and food. I can't remember what the word is for that. Accommodations.
Seeing as I can make most of my own accommodations, that won't be super necessary. But I'm definitely willing to work with you, but there are a few endeavors I wish to complete with them first. Oh no, not first. As well. Yeah. None of which will hinder my work here. It may even improve it.
Yeah, he shrugs and he says, as long as I have your services and loyalty at the end of the day, I suppose that's acceptable. Now, I know that there's something shifty with these guys based on the fact that they tried to bribe my sergeant to not tell me they were coming. You don't do that normally. So, obviously, I don't know they're going to try and kill me, but I know there's something weird about them. So, my intention here is to try and sway you so that if it comes down to something, you'll pick me instead of them. Mm. So, do you want me to make a roll for that? Or is that something that you would just be willing to do anyways? Or not at all?
I mean, the way he's set up, he's very wishy-washy and very hesitant to give loyalty anywhere.
Right.
And he's more in it, whatever will give him the most entertainment and...
Right, well, and that's my intention, right? To create a situation where you're like, if it comes to that, you're like, well, I'm better off being with him than these guys, right? That's something to not necessarily make you loyal, but more of an incentive, right?
Way more interesting than them.
Yeah, like I can pay you more, and I'm not only willing to help you learn magic, I want you to use it on me. Like, you know, basically trying to create a situation where you would prefer to be with him as opposed to them if it came down to that, just based on the accommodations. And
you just have to be very specific in how you tempt him.
Right, yeah. And I mean, he doesn't know you super well, but...
It's not really gold or accommodations or women or affluence he's after.
Right. Well, I mean, he's trying to cover all the bases because he doesn't really know what you like, other than obviously magic.
Oh no, I get that.
So
That's just
okay.
I'm just giving you hints on how best to persuade him.
Okay. Well, and then should I try and make a roll on that then?
Oh, sure.
Okay. Now, would this be a persuasion or a haggling? I'm trying to strike a deal with you, but I'm also trying to insinuate
I
that
think
it's
this
better
is still
for
persuasion.
you.
Yeah, I don't think this is
to-
haggling.
okay.
This isn't directly
Yeah.
resources thing.
Okay.
So what is your exact intent here, Caspian?
Basically, to create a situation where he would prefer, based on the resources and accommodations available to him, to side with me if it comes down to a division, as opposed to the Crow Inquisitors.
Okay, so I mean, so persuasion is a thing you have to get. You're trying to get him to do something. So is what you're getting him to do promise to side with him, if it comes down to it? Like say that.
Well, kind of.
You
I mean,
can't
my
just
idea
make
is,
him believe something.
well, that's my point. My idea is less to actually get him to agree to something and more to instill in his, like, because that's why he can
Then
say
there's
no
no
to this,
role.
right? Like,
Yeah.
okay. I mean,
Like,
well, I'm trying to
only
do
thing
that
I
for
can
his
think of
sake,
is,
right?
like,
To help him
Ugly
instill
truth,
that.
maybe.
But I
you know
mean,
what
if I
But,
can
like,
persuade him to believe that, then when it comes down to a division, he'll be like, well, based on the fact that I believe
Okay,
that
so
this is
so
right.
the intent is to persuade him to side with you ultimately when it comes down to
Right,
it in the
yeah.
future. Okay.
And less to promise he'll do so because, you know, clearly he's pretty
Okay,
eccentric.
so, yeah,
but more
if you-
that I'm
if
trying
you
to
s-
instill that into his
If
mind,
you
right?
succeed on the roll, then Siegfried, you will choose to side with him when it comes down to it, unless something really heavily changes the circumstances.
So
Which
for
is why
sure,
you're free to say no,
you
because that's
won't-
pretty
yeah.
extreme.
Okay.
But that's what
And-
my intention. So if you say no, that's fine. I
The
won't make
thing
a
is,
roll.
like,
But
I don't think there's a role here. Like, I don't think that's a thing that you can do right now. I think this is a
I mean, I
process,
guess.
right? Like, making a roll here that is persuasion would be to get him to do something. And if you're not trying to get him to do something, except
well, I mean, I'm trying to get him to side with
ultimately,
me.
but that's not
Like-
it's not a choice. He's made it clear that he's not going to side, like, actually officially side with you right now. So if
Well, right. I mean, that's my point. Like, he won't tell me he's going to side with me, but
yeah, I just
want
don't
to
feel
instill
I don't
that
feel
in
like the groundwork has been laid enough for that decision to be made, anyway. And so
okay.
I think this.
I'm not
the
really sure what else.
Well, what I'm saying is, like, I think the persuasion will happen when it comes down to it, right? When it's on the line.
Well,
Then you
I guess, but I
come
might
to
not
him
even
and-
be there at that point, which is why
True.
he's trying to instill that now. That's my point. Basically, I'm trying to set this persuasion up in the future. Obviously, it could change, but at least, like, if he were to walk out the
and
door and they're like,
I
"Let's kill him,"
I
I
just
want
think
him
it's
to say
too
no.
far in the future for you to actually, like, make that a persuasion roll, because the circumstances are going to change too heavily between there and now for it actually to matter in the end. And so if you're not, it's the art of convincing
I
someone
guess.
to act on your behalf because it's in their best interest.
Right.
It's.
I mean, that could be in. I mean, it's up to you, I guess. All right, that's fine. But I mean, is there a role here at all then?
It would be. No, I don't think there is. Like, I don't think anything makes sense here. I think
Okay.
it's just a thing you're saying, and it's something Siegfried can think about, but he has to decide when it comes down to it.
I
Like,
mean,
don't-
if it helps, he definitely looks
Okay.
intrigued and interested in you.
right,
Okay.
because it says in the persuasion skill, though, like falsehood and oratory, those two skills tell someone what to do or believe. Whereas using persuasion,
Right.
one carefully crafts a suggestion for the victim to agree with like he'll think it was his idea in the first place. But it says at the very beginning,
Exactly,
the art
yeah.
of convincing someone to act on your behalf.
Right.
That there's no
but that
action
doesn't say
here.
now. The act is that when it even says in there to plant the suggestion in his mind. The idea is to plant the suggestion that when it comes down to it, he will act in my favor. That's the whole point. But if you don't think it's
Right,
fine,
but it's up
I
to
mean,
Siegfried.
Yeah. Right. I said that. If he doesn't
Go
want
ahead,
there to
go
be
ahead,
a
Jared.
role,
What are you thinking?
What? Oh no, I said like he can tell that Siegfried is genuinely interested in by him and everything that's going on.
Right. I mean, if we don't want to lock it down, that's fine. And that's why I asked him if
Yeah, I
he
think
thought
it's
it
too
was
early.
appropriate
I
to
just
do
think it's
that.
too early
So-
to lock it down now.
Ultimately,
with
what
the
it's going to
single
come
roll.
down to is who he's more interested in and who he'd like to observe more.
Right, and I
Right.
think in the moment that sort of thing is going to make more sense to have you like actually have a conversation with him and say like, look, see, like now is the time to just join sides with me. If you're trying to get him right now to be
Yeah.
like join sides with me, that's one thing. But if you're just saying like think about it, like that's not a role, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I did technically say do it now, but he said he had other things that he wanted to do. So.
Well, yeah, then
Yeah.
then that's
I mean, I don't
that's-
care when he
then
does
that's
it,
Jared telling
necessarily.
you through Siegfried that you cannot make the role.
Okay.
Right.
All right. That's fine. All right. Well, in that case, I think. Well, okay. So, it looks like he's done speaking, and then he looks like he recalls something, and he says, "I didn't mention this to your friends because, as I said, they're not the most trustworthy sort. But you, I feel like, well, if anything else, I feel like I could take you at your word." He says, I suppose the old sergeant of my town guard, he was paid a rather hefty sum of money to turn the other way at your approach. It's not a common practice when you're approaching a town to buy food and barter and potentially even ask to stay permanently. I don't suppose you would be able to shed some light on that discrepancy, would you?
I wasn't there for that, was I? I don't think I was.
They didn't include you in that? I mean, you're part of their council, right?
That
You're
was
the tactics.
before. That was before.
Well, you were the tactics guy. I thought you were the one that told me
That was
to do
before
that.
he literally got on the council. Like, it hadn't happened yet.
I was
Okay.
dealing with the wench stealing all of my stuff.
I must have. That was either a joke then, or I misheard, because I thought it was suggested that you were the one who used tactics to insinuate that that was a good idea.
I think that was later.
No, yeah, that wasn't
Okay,
Siegfried. It must have been someone
that-
else.
Must have been not a thing. Okay. Well, I mean, regardless, I say that anyways. I mean, you know they're trying to murder me,
Yeah, you
so
may have
that's
you may
a
have
good
heard
enough reason.
rumors about that happening. I don't know if you were involved in it, Siegfried, but
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I can guess why.
right.
Right. I mean, yeah.
Crap, what's his name? Cantarius. That's Connor, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
That Cantarius fellow has an interesting philosophy on what's wrong and what's right, and an interesting way to handle those perceptions. So, I suggest you watch yourself.
I'd like to believe that like Siegfried actually like talks like that. Like he talks normally, and then suddenly he just like
Yeah, goes into an old accent. Yeah.
Yeah, like I
That's pretty great.
normally act all like hobbled and act all slow, but like I managed to get away from David's wife, so
Yeah. Because power of Deus Ex Machina.
I mean I have
The
4 speed and
flashbacks are
5 agility, so
Yeah. What does
that's a
she
very
have?
possible role.
She has. Wow, why is her character sheet so small? Expand this. She has 6 agility and 5 speed.
Okay, and with
So,
with the addition of me being able to make smoke bombs at will.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah. I mean, I do
Anyways.
that to your disadvantage, but yes.
yeah. So, yeah, you said I should watch him. Okay. So he says, so do you think he means to harm me or the town? Perhaps that's too forward of a question, but of course I must ask it.
It all comes down to how he perceives your morality.
Yeah, again, I say, and has he imparted any of that information to you? His perception of my morality, I mean.
So far, he's skeptical. But maybe not too far from persuasion.
Yeah, he nods and he says, well, hopefully it can stop at persuasion. Won't come to anything more egregious. Then he gestures at the door, and he stands up, gestures at the door. He says, well, it's been a pleasure speaking to you. I will send someone to the camp to lead you to our, I don't know, I assume we have a grave site somewhere, to our, graveyard or something for your resources, I suppose. I look forward to seeing your progress.
That's funny. That's the exact thing I labeled in my labeled it as in my beliefs.
Resources?
Yeah.
Nice.
Find a source of resources.
Hey, look at that. I didn't even know that. It worked perfectly.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Cool. And I think that's where we probably close the episode. Is that lead you to your resources or whatever. Yeah.
Lead me to your resources. Where is the resource base?
All your base are belonging to us.
Well, glad to the alliance and a traitor.
So let's go through beliefs and instincts and all that jazz. And figure out what people have gotten. Cantarius. Let's start with you.
Oi. Oi.
Oi.
Oi. Where is it? Oh, okay. Not everyone has to die. I will do what is best for my people in order to teach them. I'll redeem Raiden. Oh, I totally forgot about Raiden.
Yeah, having got to that. It's. I mean, he got castrated. That's what happened.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, that's a step closer right there.
You didn't have it on screen, yeah.
Well, of course
And
it didn't happen on screen. What kind of monster do you think I am?
Work towards it? Like, you didn't make a test towards it. So.
See, that's an answer.
Yeah, so no fate for that. Connor?
What?
The rest of beliefs and instincts and all that?
Oh, right. Okay. Siegfried is skilled but careless. I will learn what I can and befriend him.
Did you work towards that?
He brought me to the meeting.
Yeah. I asked his advice more than twice.
You did. That's true. Yep. Take fate.
Whitesea has been stained with innocent blood. I will confront the leader of the city. I did that.
You did that, so persona.
If there is a problem, I will take lead in order to protect my people.
Didn't get you into trouble.
You did me in trouble.
And I don't think...
What was the thing that didn't get him in trouble?
If there is a problem, I will take the lead in order to protect my people. I don't think I really got you in trouble.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Always redeem those who repent. Didn't get you into trouble. Never let relentless evil roam free. Didn't get you into trouble. Let's look through your traits here. I don't think any of your traits got you in trouble. So, I think you're good.
Thank you, kid.
Yep.
Thank you for not giving me any fate. I am very appreciative.
Yep, no problem.
Should've gotten in trouble.
Caspian.
I don't want trouble.
All right.
Look, I don't want trouble.
Sure. You just came here and knocked on my door to buy food, right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Obviously.
Yeah. Where my body fails me, my mind holds strong. The Inquisitors will bend to my devices or starve in the wastes, which I think we kind of did because they gave me a bunch of money. Now I just took half of them to go.
They bended to your devices, which was paying you for food. So
yeah, and also now I have 150 guys to go bother Euro with.
Yep.
So
it worked out for you.
A deal is a deal, and blood keeps it sacred. I will test Iris' resolve against Eero. I'm gonna see if he's going to follow through on his deal. Which I guess I worked towards, sort of.
Yes.
There's no H? What?
Nope, there's no H. That's why it's Eero and not Iro.
Are you sure there's not an H?
I'm positive.
I thought there was an H.
Nope.
It's because
I thought it was spelled the same as Iro. No, I mean, alright, anyways. The desert is filled with obstacles. It's time to level the field, beginning with the rot and the bones of Whitesea, which I did not do anything about. Instincts, I mean, I don't really know that I got in trouble, but always have someone dangerous to back you up, preferably Gwyn. Never settle for less when you can have more. I don't think that got me in trouble. It got me some more money. Always be the one in control. Again, that didn't get me in trouble. Are we going to go through the traits, too, since we didn't talk about them in the beginning?
Yeah, a little bit. And that's fine. Yeah, I can go through them. I don't think I got you in trouble, but yeah.
No. Traits are self-satisfied, affinity for business. Oh, I should have had another die for that role because I have affinity for business haggle.
But you succeeded anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yep. Noticeably crippled and palsy. And I'm Pennywise and charismatic, which I need to look up because I think those are calling traits. They haven't mattered. Okay. And yeah. So 1 persona, 1 fate.
Cool.
No one gotten too much. This was a pretty calm episode so far.
It was actually. It went a lot better than I thought it would. Like,
yeah, no one died.
Yeah, no one died. Everybody got kind of what they wanted. Yeah, like
Got kind of what they wanted.
This session had to happen because we needed to have that initial meeting. And
Oh yeah,
it was
I mean,
really
right.
RP heavy, and there's probably not a lot of like actual rolling happening.
Yeah.
But now I think it turned out really well. I really like the way it turned out because now we can have Cantarius and them like be around and be able to do things.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Did you guys ever talk about like staying in the area?
No, they didn't mention that.
Okay, you'll have to work out that next time then. At the very least, you'll need to wait to get the supplies. So that's the thing.
Right. Yeah.
But, yeah. Ulrich.
Sorry, digging out my character sheet because nothing really happened. I never filled in beliefs and instincts.
Oh,
just realized.
Oops.
To be honest, I'm not sure you would have like gotten any fate or persona for anything. Anyway.
I did nothing this game. Like, I'm fried.
It's right.
I had a bunch of fire thrown at my head at work.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's not good.
Past couple days, not real fire.
Oh, I thought you were being literal. I'm like, were you
not
actually
real
fried?
Fire. No.
Okay.
No.
Good.
No,
that
like,
escalated really
Yeah,
quickly.
someone was like doing that, like grill in front of you sort of thing, and then
I got away from that place after I singed off all the hair on my hands.
Mm-hmm.
Ouch.
No, but
yeah,
work was long. I haven't been getting much sleep this week. Thanks, Destiny. So
I think
I
you're
apologize
the only one to blame
for my.
that.
I know. I apologize for my.
Can't blame Destiny
today. Oh, I'm going to blame Destiny.
He's blaming his destiny. I mean, what is your destiny? What are you?
My
what are you
destiny is
for?
to become the greatest Destiny player ever.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
Time to catch them all.
Theo?
You live such a sad life.
Live for good and die with honor hasn't really come into play. I don't like the gods. I can use them. I will look towards increasing my faith.
You didn't roll a faith.
I'd like to point out that die with honor is not a good belief because you have to die with honor to get persona for that.
Well, it's the idea of like he's going to live for good. That's the main part.
Okay,
right?
it's just literally you might want to.
It's just emphasizing the live for good part. Right?
Okay, all right. I was just making sure because I know I would never complete that belief.
I think we should actually talk about these beliefs, Theo, because I think like you have the belief now about Fereshte, right? I'm assuming, and what she wants you to do. What do you want to? Which one do you want to replace that with?
I mean, I don't like the gods, but I can use them because that's still kind of what I was doing. I don't really like her, but
so you want to just put the last half of that to be, like what she told you to do, which was go find the matriarch.
Yeah.
I will find the matriarch, and I guess I will find the matriarch. That works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to replace either of the other ones? With like something about Iris or anything else that happened this session that's interesting to you?
Because
they're kind of vague,
but
so
yeah, it's kind of vague right now. So I don't know if I won't change anything right now.
Okay,
but...
yep, that makes sense. But yeah, you can. I guess you can't really take fate. Yeah, I'm not sure if you've earned any fate or persona this time.
Nope. Don't think so.
Yeah. Yeah, the next couple sessions will definitely have a lot more chance to like for people to go towards their personal goals and do things. So
yeah,
you'll definitely earn fate and persona for that. Siegfried.
The Crow Inquisitors intrigue me, so I will make sure they don't die at the meeting.
Well, you did it, persona.
Woo! Caspian
Success.
is an interesting experiment, so I'll find a way to observe him.
I mean, you found a way that you will be able to observe him. Yeah, so persona.
My experiments must go on, so I'm going to find a source of resources.
And you did that, Persona.
Wow.
And
Nice.
none of my instincts really came into...
I mean, you didn't really get in trouble. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you got in trouble, so.
And none of my die trades have come up yet.
Yeah, it's true. Oh, gosh, you have so many.
Yeah.
I need to give you a prophetic dream.
I mean, he had one, remember? About destroying the gate? With mulch? I'm kidding, but
Oh.
it was a joke.
And then, yeah, let's go through the other Arthas stuff here. Was there a time where someone had... No, Siegfried, you earned a fate for that game-stopping pause. the moment you paused. That was so good. So you earned a fate for that. Did anyone get right skill, right time? I don't think so.
I don't
There weren't a
think
whole lot of rolls this session.
I don't think any of us have really obscure
Mhm.
skills. I don't really know that'll come in. I mean, there's kind of haggling, which none of us have ever had
No.
before, but you know.
Embodiment, mold breaker. Trying to think. Oh, I mean, does anyone have any ideas for nominations for any of those things? Like, does anyone's like performance role playing stand out this session?
I mean, that's a hard one because I feel like we usually do a pretty good job.
Yeah, exactly. So it has to like really stand out.
Or you could just give everyone one every single
No, that's
time.
not how it works.
No.
I think I'm gonna nominate Theo for one. I think that first scene with the Falcon was really, really well done.
Yeah.
I think you played Theo really well and had some really interesting things there. Does everybody agree with that?
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. So you can take a
Wait,
persona.
Theo's not on my
Theo.
team. I don't like that. No, I'm just kidding.
So yeah, you can take a persona, Theo. And I think that's more or less it. One last thing, I guess, is to go through the steel test stuff and make sure
All right.
if people got any extra like steel test things for advancements.
Did you already?
I made a bunch of money. That's a steel test
Yeah,
thing,
did you
right?
already
Yeah.
add it?
What'd you say?
Okay.
They spent a bunch of money. That's a steel test
I just
thing.
did. I wasn't sure. I didn't want to add another one.
No, I didn't add any. Yeah.
And don't forget corruption.
Oh yeah, and corruption. We'll have to go through that too. Okay, so let's see. What things involving steel test or like things happened this time?
But okay, real quick though, for Jared, when you do this, you need to find a way to incorporate or when you try to turn him into gold, you need to incorporate your corruption in it and accidentally turn him into a demon.
Oh,
And
that'd be
instead,
awesome. Oh, that'd be so good.
Ooh, David, I am closer than you think.
great.
Everybody go ahead and take a routine test for their steel if you can use a routine test. Because of the whole meeting Siegfried and Gwen
Yeah.
thing.
Want us to roll or get it? Or
No.
take a
You
routine?
just mark a routine test if you need a routine test. I'm not sure if you do. Theo.
Oh, I don't need one.
Yeah.
Don't need one.
Yeah, you have a pretty high steel.
I definitely don't need one.
Yeah, I feel like the party has a pretty high steel in general.
Yeah.
Did anyone no one got like stabbed or anything? There was no violence really. I think
That's
that
a
might-
weird feeling.
I know,
I
right?
don't-
Good guys.
Yeah.
Violence? What is this?
I mean, last session,
What's
yeah,
going on?
there could have been like a guy. The Raiden was about like almost could have been executed.
Yeah.
That was a thing. But
Well, there was almost a fight in the session between Iris and Ulrich, so there's that.
That's true, but yeah, I didn't.
But that didn't actually happen,
Yep.
so
So I think that's it for that. Corruption is the last thing, and I'm not sure if you did anything bad this session.
Yeah,
Jared.
I set the precedence to be able to do bad stuff.
Yeah.
In the future.
Yeah, you like insinuated
didn't
you were going
actually
to do
do
bad
anything.
things in the future, but yeah, I don't. Could you lie?
I say no.
No, dude, my character hasn't told a single lie yet.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't need to tell the lie.
Jared, you need to get on that. What are you doing? Just kidding.
Yeah, I don't trust me. It's coming.
Good
I
stuff.
think that's it then.
Looking forward to it. Can't wait for you to turn me into a gold demon. That's all I want for this character. I want to become a gold demon. and then probably die. Well, actually, no, not
I'm okay
die
with
because
that.
I'll be a gold demon. So.
Real quick, I just wanted to talk about the whole like settling down thing, like with Cantarius and all that. How do you think that's gonna go exactly? Because I would like it to be where Cantarius and them have a reason to stick around for a while.
See, the thing is that literally having an armed host like a mile from my city is the dumbest thing I could possibly do.
Mm-hmm.
And I already know I didn't trust them, and now I've been told not to trust them by somebody who lives on their council.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way I would let them be close by, right? Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
I mean, it'll also let you keep a closer eye on them and give the person who's on your side much easier access to going to and from camps.
Right. The only thing is that, I mean, there's still 100. I mean, I don't know. That's true. Yeah, you know. I'm trying to think.
Well, I mean, there are definitely disadvantages to it, but there are some good advantages to it as well.
I think what he might propose is that he will disarm them. Obviously, you know, they could say no and leave, but I think he'll propose that they'll confiscate the majority of their weaponry so that they're not a threat. Because obviously, if they're that close to the city that they get attacked by someone, we can help them. But and then, you know, so that we can be sure that they're not going to be a threat because they've historically been troublemakers. And then, obviously, then they'll be able to live in short distance of the town, and then also have access to things they need on demand, as opposed to having to walk, 20 miles every day to get to the city or whatever.
Exactly. Would that be something Cantarius would agree with, Connor?
Say that again.
Basically, he'd be like, yeah, you can live, within outside of a mile of the city if you forfeit the majority of your weaponry. Not permanently, but while you're within a mile of my city, so that, we can ensure that nothing will go down. Because you're an army of 150 people. It's stupid for me to have a giant army in front of my city. So as more of like a, show of good...
Yeah, so would Cantarius agree to that?
Because then you'd also be right next to the food and water and our walls and stuff.
And like, it wouldn't be a permanent thing, right? Like, it's just...
Right. Because I've already told you can't live here. It would just be for as long as you're here. So...
Yeah. There's just no reason why that wouldn't make sense, but... I mean, no, I don't trust you guys.
No, yeah.
I mean, yeah, like if they took your weapons and then they could just like pour out of the gates.
Yeah. I say no. You need to show me a sign of goodwill. You have a fortified city.
I mean, we've done that. We've provided you with food and commerce, and we've let you within our walls, despite the fact that you bribed your way into the wall.
You have no idea what my life is like.
I mean, yeah, we can have this conversation in character another time.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think we should. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I just want to have a good idea of like what the next session is going to be like. Because, you know what I mean? Because like, I don't want to start next session and then be like, well, Cantarius, you're just going to leave now, right? Like,
yeah. If you want, what we can do is soft end the session here, and then I don't have to get up early or do anything tomorrow, so I can just. Honestly, I was kind of wishing we could do more, anyways. So if you want, anyone who wants to leave can do that, and then, if they want to get to bed, and then we could. Just have a couple conversations about that in character real quick or something.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm fine with that. As long as you guys don't have anything pressing you need to do in the morning or anything like that to get up early.
I'm going to go to bed.
Yeah, I have work, so I'm probably going to have to go soon.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, so if the people who aren't in the conversation want to stick around, that's fine. But if you guys don't, then, I mean, obviously we've already gone past time by quite a bit, so it's up to you.
Okay. I guess I'll go then. I'll see you guys later.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks for playing.
Thanks for playing. You win the game.
I'll just go ahead and like real quick before you leave, Theo or Adam. I'm just gonna go ahead and like end it, kind of thing, like and go to like the end screen, or at least a break screen. Actually, I'll go to a break screen. We'll take a quick break and then come back with just just Connor and David and figure out that stuff. If that works. So yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for playing. That was fun. It was great.
Yeah.
And we'll be right back with a little bit of
I
a
can't
wrap up.
wait to see how this goes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, all right. We'll be right back after this.